Have you ever wondered what it would be like if a Pokemon was turned into a human? Probably not, but I'm gonna do it today anyways, and today's victim is Gengar. I decided to start this new series because honestly, I've been pretty bored and I've been looking for something to do, so let's just get right into it. Alrighty, with Gengar, I wanted to base it off of the personality shown to us in the anime kind of, but also kind of my own experiences with Gengar and what Pokemon I had when I played Pokemon Bronze Forever. Basically Gengar kind of has this like terrifying kind of like scary approach to him, but he's also got this mischievous, playful side, which is something I wanted to kind of lean into with my drawing. I was kind of thinking of kind of like a shy bad boy. And if you watch like animes or you watch like anything that kind of plays into like fandom culture, you'll probably know what I'm talking about when I say that. Anyway, I kind of wanted to give off the like malicious trickster kind of stalking people vibes. I don't know if I fully encapsulated that, but that is the vibes I was going for, especially with the pose where he's kind of like looking up, kind of like playfully, kind of like he knows he's done something wrong, but he doesn't want to like he's still like thingy. But another thing about Gengar is his loyalty. He is a very, very loyal Pokemon. Once you befriend him, once you give him the affection he deserves, he can be a really good companion. He's really pretty loyal, very goofy, very, affectionate in that way. Like he loves his owner, as long as they love him back. And I think that is something that I really wanted to encapsulate, that they do have quite a lot of like attentive nature to them. Um, so that's kind of why I chose this pose in general. I started the sketch using just a dark purple for the outline and kind of just like use that as the line art basically. It originally wasn't going to be the line art, but I figured, you know what, it looks fine enough and it looks smooth enough that I can just move on to coloring basically. And I think that's something with art that a lot of people don't really understand, that once you've sketched out something and you remove like all the sketch lines, it's fine to just use that, even if it's rough, as line art. It doesn't have to be perfect every time. You don't have to make, full on line art every time, because especially with pieces like this where the character's a bit more like mischievous, a bit more playful, the art can be more playful. And I think if this piece had like delicately traced line art, I think it would be a lot more it would lack a lot of personality to it, and that's why I preferred using like this sketchy kind of like vibe. And yeah, I think it came out really cool. I kind of, with the hair, I wanted to kind of represent the spikes on his head, and then I added like the little horns as kind of like, I was thinking they'd be like like headbands or whatever. And then I was like, you know what? I think it's just cute to leave it up to the imagination, whether he's a human with horns or just like, you know, he's got headbands like an accessory, like whatever, you can pick, because I don't know. I don't really mind either way. I think it looks cute, and I kind of wanted to keep that kind of aspect of him because he's got two big like horn things off of his head, like two spikes coming off of his head, and then he's got like a spiky head, which I thought he'd have like short spiky hair, which is why I did that. Then when it came to his outfit, I decided to give him kind of like a very casual jacket, just plain shirt, because I feel like he just has that, you know? I feel like he's a very laid back kind of creature, very like goofy, laid back, prankster type, so that's kind of why I went for that outfit as well. Overall, it came out really cool, I guess. I think with Gengar, it's just like he's one of those Pokemon that I really love. He's actually my main Pokemon in my party on Pokemon Bronze Forever. Because I absolutely adore him. He's so goofy, he's so funny. And also he has Shadow Ball, which just like one shots a lot of Pokemon, which is great. Another thing I added was just like a little eyebrow piercing, just to add a bit of more like kind of like personality to him. And I also added a little like snaggle tooth because I just thought it was cute. Originally, I was gonna give him like fully sharp teeth, and then I eventually decided against that because the Pokemon itself doesn't have sharp teeth, but it was kind of the vibe it was giving me. But then I was kind of thinking the way that Gengar is designed is actually really clever because he has this like big smile that kind of feels like he should have sharp teeth, and he doesn't have sharp teeth, and it kind of like foreshadows that he's not actually in inherently evil. He's not inherently like bad, and he doesn't inherently have sharp teeth to like be bite people and stuff. But it's actually like straight teeth and normal, and it kind of shows like foreshadows that it's just more like a soft. He's more of a soft character. Like he's got this tough, spooky like exterior, this appearance, and deep down, he's clearly like a softie. He's got, he's normal like everyone else. And I kind of love that about Gengar's design because he's just like so cute. Like once you get past how weird looking he is, like he's kind of cute. You know what I mean? And I kind of wanted to portray that with my human design. Obviously, when it came to coloring, I decided to do like purplish hair for the hair. Purplish hair for the hair. No, I did purple for the hair because it's Gengar. I feel like I'd have to keep his purple somewhere. And I did mute down the horns, don't you worry, because they were bothering me so much that they were so vibrant. Especially that they were so like vibrant against the hair. I did grate a lot of the tones so that it would all be like kind of cohesive, kind of fit, kind of be more my style. I feel like if it was too vibrant, it would kind of ruin it for me. So that's why I changed a few things there. Um, and yeah, I think with Gengar, he's just like one of those characters that I really love. That he's just like, oh, he's just like cute. Anyway, with the eyes, I decided to pick from the original PNG of him that I took from the internet, and kind of just like put that in there, and then added a bit of a darker shade to go on top, kind of for the shading. For this skin tone, I just used the purple for the hair, kind of like the way I did it was I turned it light, so it would be light for the skin tone, and then used a more warm tone so it would have more warm undertones. And I think that's something that I do a lot more nowadays with my shading is if I want to shade something, um, I move it slightly across on the warm section and then pull it down saturation wise, like not that down, like diagonal saturation vibrance wise. And I think that's a pretty cool way to shade. It's very simple, very easy, and I'll probably make a better video explaining it because to be honest, it's something quite cool. I think it's something a lot of people can do for don't have to really understand how it works. Um, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I just added like a lighter shirt. Kind of just kept the same purple vibes going on. And yeah, I think his face especially. I love his facial expression. Like he's just so goofy looking. I love his little snaggletooth. I'm really glad that I kept that because I think it kind of I don't know, it just like is really funny to look at. I think with Gengar, he's just very cool, and I feel like personally, I I was able to portray that with my version, my design of him. But I'll let you decide that for yourself. Oh, another thing is, since I want to make this a series, please let me know what Pokemon I should do next. There are like so many Pokemon that this series could last forever, basically, or however long I decide to do it. Who knows? But I just really, really, really like love Gengar, so that's why I decided to choose him as my first character. But other than that, like I don't really know who to do next. So if you like Pokemon, please please share with me your favorite Pokemon, and maybe I'll do them next time. And yeah, let me talk a bit more about Gengar and why I chose the design that I did. Um, yeah, I feel like with Gengar, he's very cool. I think he was shown in the anime as well. Um, and he was kind of like abandoned in the anime and kind of like treated terribly. And then he found Ash and he was more friendly. Well, yeah, more friendly. He was more affectionate, I guess. And I think it's that kind of personality that I wanted to encapsulate. Because Gengar is just so like, and he's a very timid Pokemon in nature, and I think it's so intense. I don't know. I love Pokemon so much. I actually remember the first time I like was introduced to Pokemon was the anime with my well, no, my little sister, my big sister, because I don't have a little one. And she didn't really like it as much as I did, but we did play the DS games together. And I remember staying up late, like hiding my DS under my pillow and stuff when my parents came in, and I'd always be playing like Pokemon or Mario Party or something like that. And I I very vividly remember because my DS had like a crack on it that was like I think it was Pokemon White, and I was playing Pokemon White with like cracked edition, so I kept like giving myself like Poké Dollars and stuff. And I feel like it was a very interesting time because it's got that like nostalgia to it, but it's also cool because it's still being built upon and there's still things coming out for it. So I think Pokemon is one of those franchises that no matter what age you are, like you'll probably love it because it's like not that you'll probably love it, but you can love it and it's not weird because it's been around for so long that everyone can enjoy it. Everyone's got some kind of memory about it or some kind of feeling toward it. And I think that's something interesting because Pokemon kind of connects people in a way that you don't even think about. Like if you ask someone their favorite Pokemon, they probably have an answer for you, which is kind of cool. If I asked everyone if they had, I don't know, like like a favorite My Little Pony, not everyone's gonna answer, not everyone's gonna know. But usually they'll be like, "Oh, Pikachu," because if they don't know it, they'll still say Pikachu or something because it's what they know. And even if they don't know like a lot of Pokemon, they'll probably know like Pikachu or Charizard or something like that. And I think that's something cool about Pokemon is that it's so well known that pretty much anyone can be into it, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I feel like I feel like with Pokemon. There were so many like phases I went through with it. Like I'd like it, and then I'd be like, "Oh, it's so mainstream." But I'm glad it's like kind of everyone likes it now. Anyway, back to my art. You can see here that I'm doing the hair, and I hate rendering hair. I hate it so much. I'm terrible at it. Maybe one day I'll be better at it, and I'll actually like it. But no, today is not the day. Today will never be the day, probably. And yeah, you can see him. I'm messing with my brushes to check that it's right, and I'm like, "Oh God, this is terrible." I started by adding a gradient to the hair. This basically just gives it more like texture, I guess. Kind of adds some more like what's the word for it? More interest, I guess. And then I'm going around adding a bit of like a dark tone to kind of like it's like dark desaturated tone to kind of like show where the roots of the hair is and like the shadows of the hair. This kind of helps separate it from big chunks into more small chunks that I can kind of work with. Then I went in with the same color and kind of blended it out a little bit, and then added a highlight to just kind of like boost the hair and make it a little bit more interesting to look at, a little bit more appealing. Again, I hate hair, so I will do it as simple as I can so that I don't have to do as much work because it just sucks to work with. It sucks doing hair. And I think, to be honest, my art got called AI once because of my hair, because I do it so simply that sometimes it doesn't make sense because I just scribble sometimes, when it comes to hair, and I don't even think about it because it's hair and I hate it. I actually got called a AI artist once because I didn't do the hair like like properly. But yeah, no, I just hate doing hair. And yeah, because what was I saying about Pokemon? Oh my god. Yeah, I was saying that because everyone likes and stuff, whatever. But another thing about Pokemon is that your favorite Pokemon can change and probably will change throughout your life. Like, I think my favorite Pokemon used to be Pikachu because of the anime, and now it's Gengar, which is kind of crazy. Another Pokemon I like, though, to be fair, I like a lot of them. I feel like they all have a lot of cute designs, but there's also some really stupid designs. Because can I talk about Varoom? Why does Varoom exist? He's literally just a Hoover. He's literally just the balloon trap, what's it called? The balloon vacuum from Bloons Tower Defense battles. Like, I'm not being funny, but he's literally just a vacuum. But yeah, I think with Pokemon, there's so many cool and interesting designs. There's something for everyone, and I think that's really cool. I think that's something that the creator of Pokemon should be proud of. That it's gotten to such a big point that it's like everybody knows, everybody has something, and it's pretty cool. And yeah, I feel like I have issues talking because like why am I talking about Pokemon switching to my art, blabbing all over the place? I feel like this should be a lot more structured. Maybe the next one will be, maybe it won't. I don't know what kind of like I don't know what you guys prefer. Personally, when I'm editing, I kind of just record it all at once, delete anything I don't like, and then be like, yeah, that's fine. I don't typically like to add a script to my videos because I feel like it makes it less human. And you get a lot of like you lack a lot of my like immediate thoughts, like my impulsive thoughts, I guess. And you lack a lot of that when I write a script. So I don't know, what do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer when people write scripts, or do you prefer when people just like talk out of their ass? You prefer when people talk out of their ass and just like blur words at you like into a big like bramble of knowledge? Like, what do you think? I don't know. I feel like if it was an educational video, I'd probably prefer more scripted, but for videos like this where I'm talking about my experiences, my why I'm doing things, stuff like that, I feel like it's better if it's just like my thoughts in the moment. I don't think it has to be structured that much. Anyway, back to my art. Here I'm just adding orange to the shadow to make it more like intense, I guess, more depth basically, so that it doesn't look as flat. And yeah, I'm just adding a background now where I add this like tone to it. I add a few pillars in the background and a checkered board to kind of give it a bit more volume, kind of add to the vibe of like he's mysterious, kind of just in this random place, kind of vibe. And yeah, after that, I was pretty much done with the artwork. I added my what's it called? I added my watermark. At first I was gonna put it in the background, but then it was clashing with the pillar. I was like, okay, No, I gotta fix that, and I just added it to the jacket, and it came out a lot better when I did that. So, but yeah, overall, I think it came out really good. Let me know what you guys think of my Gengar human design, because I think it came out well. I don't know. Maybe you guys think it's stupid. Maybe you guys think it's not like him at all. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, that's the process. That's what happened. That's what I thought about. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.